more of those. So what we've been learning, we learned that
over there where Trader Joe's is the Gilmore Station. Dairy farm becomes oil field. Right there. Gilmore Adobe's the family home. Oh, drive-in thing. Pan Pacific Auditorium, the Pan Pacific building, the arena sports and ice skating is bright light in bad times. Elvis. When Elvis Presley played at the Pan Pacific in 1957, the exuberant screams of fans could be heard 2 blocks away. For 2 nights, he played a 50-minute set of 18 of his biggest hits while stealing and gravitating to the delightful of the 9,000 fans. Within 6 months of the shows at the Pan Pacific, Albert would become specialist 4th class Elvis Aaron Presley in the U.S. Army. The Gilmore Drive-In, Gilmore Field, Hollywood Stars, and the team owned by the Hollywood Stars. 1939 to 1957. For more information about the Gilmore Island, be sure to see History Kiosk located outside Gate 15, the Farmers Market. Gilmore Stadium. Now the stadium replaced by CBS for 16 years, Gilmore Stadium served as a hub of entertainment for the surrounding city, providing an expensive local venue of sports events, social occasions, and public gatherings. By the end of the 1940s, larger new sports arenas and drawn by the crowds away. In 1950, E.B. Gilmore began negotiating with CBS to sell the property that contained Gilmore Stadium. By 1951, the stadium was gone. In place, there was the beginnings of the new CBS West Coast headquarters. Wow, right over there was CBS used to be a stadium. Wow. The stadium, which opened in March 1934, Stadium, which opened in March 1934, stood and occupied by CBS after city zoning laws were changed forbidding further oil exploration. E.B. Gilmore sought new uses for the land that was once loved for auto racing and the nation's passion for sports. The stadium featured sports from rodeos to racing and served as the home of the Los Angeles first professional football team, the Bulldogs. Gilmore Stadium was often transformed to suit the event structures, racing from boxing rings to velocromes were erected within its walls. At one point, a swimming pool was brought for the Queen of Water Ballet, Esther Williams. Warplane and on display in April of 1941, a ballet riddled German massacre ME-110 was displayed at Gilmore Stadium for 10 days for the benefit of British War Relief Agencies of California. The plane has been shut down over England by the Royal Air Force and sent to Los Angeles to be analyzed by aircraft engineers when Pearl Harbor was bombed in December of 1941. The United States declared war soon after the American troops would face the Massachusetts in combat. Truman speaks at rally on September 23, 1948. President Harry S. Truman, his staff, upper lip speech declared a political rally at Gilmore Stadium. Accompanying him at the platform was the then Democrat Ronald Reagan. Whoa. Gilmore Field on Beverly Boulevard, adjacent to the Gilmore Stadium, was built specifically for the Hollywood Stars baseball team. On the new field on May 2nd, 1939, pregame festivities were hosted by Jack Benny, Al Jolson, Gary Cooper, Robert Taylor, and Bing Crosby. Gil Patrick, movie starlet and wife of team owner and famous restaurateur Bob Cobb, threw out the first pitch to movie comedian Joe E. Brown. The Twinks, as the past called them, lost the game 9-5, and the Seattle Rainers but won the attention of Hollywood. Soon, Stars game looked like movie premiere and tickets sold as a premium. Gilmore Field quickly earned the nickname Friendly Gilmore Field because of the usually close proximity of the players to the fans. It was not uncommon for fans to carry on entire conversation with outfielders during the game. Earl Flynn and Ann Sheridan, Little River. There's a baseball, the driver, some tickets. The Gilmore Drive-In was from 1948 to 1979. It opened on July 15th of 1948, Silver River. When Elvis Presley played here at the Pan Pacific in 1957, the exuberant screams of fans could be heard 2 blocks away. For 2 nights, he played the 50-minute 18 song of his biggest hits, while shrieking and giggling at the height of over 9,000 fans. Within 6 months of the shows at the Pan Pacific, Elvis was become a specialist fourth class Elvis Aaron Presley in the U.S. Army. Oil fields are right there. The Gilmore Family. In the late 1800s, Gilmore Island was surrounded by rural farmland. By the 1920s, it was surrounded by growing metropolis. History of Gilmore Island.
You take away these people's jobs.
Around Gilmore Island, the Dell was like the small main street. You could find everything there. The Dell, 1940 to 2000, Gilmore Bank, 1955 to 2013. Original farmers market. In spite of the Great Depression, farmers market was an instant success. Some permanent wood stalls with canvas awnings replaced the farmers' trucks. It's the closest thing to informal and picnic you'll ever see. The first landmark.